Hey time travelers, today's question: how do we remove the toxicity of shame from our lives? Let's dig in and find out. Hey everybody, my name is Jesse. I'm an NAAP certified life coach. Welcome to my Warrior Wednesday series, helping men to train their thinking to become a warrior in their daily life. Join with me in the transformation. So first off, we need to identify what is shame. Why is it so problematic, and how do we go about eliminating it from our lives and our internal dialogue? So first off, identifying what shame is. Shame is when we take an occurrence external to ourselves and use it as a judgment to effectively beat ourselves up with. It's how we take and punish ourselves for not being good enough. It's when we take these outside facts and tie it to some element of our self-worth and what makes us who we are. Now, why is this a problem? It affects the way that we view ourselves. It affects our internal dialogue and ultimately what we say about ourselves, both to, again, inside our brains and to others. It's how we introduce, it's how we present ourselves, it's how we carry ourselves. And as we deal with it, it can actually affect the way that we operate on a daily basis. How I've found and seen this in my own life is there were occurrences when I was fairly young where I had taken some of the statements of my parents, siblings, and family members. I had taken those statements and had made a self-evaluation that I didn't learn well, that I wasn't worth teaching, that I wasn't worth the time of spending to educate. And so because of that, as a very curious child, I tried to find ways to educate myself, jump to conclusions, tie together different pieces of information. One of the ways I demonstrated this was I am an avid collector of antiquated skills. I know how to crochet, tat, sew. I have dabbled in knife making. I do fencing, historic fencing. These swords behind me are operational for sparring. And I know more about medieval weaponry than is probably healthy for most individuals. I also have learned about my own mental health and how to help others, and have learned coaching because of it. Now, ultimately, how do we heal from this situation? Or more accurately, how do we recognize that we are dealing with shame in our lives? One is whenever you have a situation, say you're late to a meeting, are you looking at it from a point of, dang, I should not have made that detour. That cost me more than the 2 minutes I was expecting. Or are you saying, that is so stupid, how dare I do that? You're attaching value to yourself based on that decision. Rather than saying, that was a dumb decision, I should probably learn from this and not make that same mistake in the future, to I am stupid, and therefore I'm inevitably going to make those kind of decisions going forward just because of who I am and how it is. You end up creating this trap around yourself that you can't escape simply because you can't see the holes in the bar, the wide open door to let yourself out. Like a bee stuck in a house or in a car, because you can't see that there's glass in the way, you keep hitting the glass rather than going over 2 feet and out the window. With this, how do we get out of it? Well, separate what occurred from your individual value. Whenever you catch yourself saying, I'm stupid, no. The decision was dumb. I am not dumb, therefore I'm going to learn from this and not make this kind of mistake in the future. Now, there are situations where you will feel absolutely embarrassed. Somebody will say something that really is not their place to say, that you dressed in a certain way that maybe was not ideal to the circumstance. Somebody criticized your hair, your outfit, and wants to make a big deal of it. Shame is saying, oh, my value must not be what I thought it was because I'm being criticized for this. Versus, oh, that was not a very nice situation to occur. Being embarrassed versus internalizing it and being shamed about it. Being embarrassed, having some, how dare they, righteous indignation, is a normal occurrence when you're being put in front of people and being made an example of. Acting out that vengeance may not be the wisest course, but feeling indignation over the occurrence is healthy. You're looking at not blaming somebody, but saying, that was not okay. And that's how you can then start recognizing what your inner dialogue is saying. Are you allowing yourself to slide into these circumstances and shame and self-blame dialogues, or are you just recognizing a guilt response of, okay, that was not wise. How can I avoid making this mistake in the future? Recognizing it as a mistake, not an evaluation of your worth. And so I invite you to Play around with it. Share with me your solutions, how you found ways to phrase things more effectively for you. Let's get the discussion started. Thanks for joining me today. Now, if you think I've gone off the deep end and I'm off the rails, call me out. Let's have a discussion about it. Let's see if we have an opportunity to grow or learn from each other. Otherwise, if you just need some help implementing this, reach out. I'm here for you. I'd love to help. I'd love to give you a hand. Or who do you know who could get value from this video? I invite you to share it with them. Now, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on notifications on future uploads and videos. And let's be the change that we want to see in the world. Join me. One person at a time, let's watch this avalanche begin.